We're definitely rolling a character on camera.
Yeah.
We're definitely. I mean, there's a whole
12, 24.
There's a whole preamble in here I have to talk to you about. There's a whole there's a whole thing. How to be from fantasy game book to role playing game, chapter 1. Hi everybody. Welcome to another. I guess this is a Throwback Thursday. This is where we dig up games of the past and bring them to you guys as awesomely as we can. And this is a book from. Oh geez, what year is this published in? This is
84.
First published in 1984. What a dystopian year to have this be published in. Perfect. This is Fighting Fantasy, an introductory role-playing game written by Steve Jackson. Not that Steve Jackson, the other Steve Jackson. How many Steve Jacksons do we know in gaming?
Which I was going to say,
you had one work for you.
Which accent does this particular Steve Jackson have?
So not Car Wars GURPS Steve Jackson, not Shea Geek Steve Jackson, not the Steve Jackson that used to run one of your stores in Alberta.
Yep.
But the Steve Jackson from England who founded Games Workshop. Now, if you want to hear the history of Fighting Fantasy from our point of view, obviously not an official guide to Fighting Fantasy, but our lived experience, you can check out this video up in the cards where we talk about Fighting Fantasy and Throwback Thursday. But our commitment was we were going to play The Wishing Well.
I'm inappropriately excited.
We're so excited about this. This was, so yeah, and when you watch that video, you're going to realize this was a huge part of our formative tabletop experiences. And I'll be honest, I've never played this before. I've never GM'd a Fighting Fantasy. I've had this book since 88 probably.
So yeah, the irony for me is I don't actually have a copy of that anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
I got it when it first came out, but I've never played it. I've played Advanced Fighting Fantasy.
Sure have.
But I've never played that.
I was wondering who the cover is on this one. The cover for this one, it's illustrated by Duncan Smith. It's for John and Mandy. I wonder who the John is. I'm hoping it's John Blanche.
That would be fun.
That would be very cool if it was John Blanche, because I think the cover looks like John Blanche. Is it John Blanche? No, it's not. It can't be John Blanche. It's somebody
not gribbly
else.
enough.
It's not quite gribbly enough for John Blanche. It's not in here. I like that Penguin Books Canada was on John Street in Markham, Ontario. That just seems like the weirdest place for it to be. Illustrations are all Duncan Smith. Maybe he did the cover too.
Maybe.
Yeah, I might have done the cover too.
You don't see a signature on one.
There's a very faint one in the corner here that I'm trying to dig out. You can see look. Cover and illustrations by Duncan Smith. All I had to do was flip it over and the attribution was right there. So we're going to go everything from your character creation, which is a very long drawn out process of 3 dice rolls.
Yes,
basically.
I have 3 stats to roll.
So you are adventuring in Alancia, and you get to create your adventure. There could be more than one. You could play this more than one person, and I will be being the game master. This had two full adventures in it, and I love your new adventure sheet, but I think that the OG adventure sheet is also very cool in this book.
So I did actually go to the Fighting Fantasy website, and this is the current.
This is the current adventure sheet.
Yeah, I think this, which is funny because I think this is actually the one from those previous gold or the
gold
gray ones.
Silver gray ones. That's right. Yeah. Does it have monster spots on the side? Hell yeah, it does. Is there a monster record sheet? Yeah, there it is. The adventure. So, what's your adventure's name? First of all, you've created a minute. So
I assume it was Jay. It says you are the hero.
You are the hero. There you go. So you've got Jay the adventurer.
God, I hope Jay doesn't die. That's going to be.
I love
trigger an existential crisis for me.
You're going to the Wishing Well. Jay has a beautiful miniature he's painted up to be this miniature, because you start with the following equipment, which you should note down on your record sheet: a sword,
yes,
a backpack, and
a lantern.
A lantern, which is very important. No gold pieces, nothing else.
Whoa, hold on. I have 2 provisions.
You do have 2 provisions.
And I need those 2 provisions.
Because eating a snack is the primary way in which you get your health back.
Red Warrior is dying.
Red Warrior is dying and needs food. So we have to create your skill, stamina, and luck. Now, skill is going to be a 2d6 roll added together. Now, this skill will reflect your ability to do... is it d6 plus 6? I don't think it is in this.
Oh.
I think it's just a flat swingy 2d6
than I expected to be.
Yes, your 4 measures are skill, stamina, and luck, and what we would call probability. Probability is dice. The skill is your strength, intelligence, persuasion, and feats performed by the character. And you may award penalties and modifiers as the game master to the skill of a person. So how are we going to generate those things? This is the other essentials in recording game mastering. We're going to...
I just get to choose 12, right?
No, it's a roll of dice and add 6. You're right. It is roll of dice and add 6. Okay. So roll 1 dice and add 6.
So here we go.
12. Roll well. Roll your Canadian flag.
I rolled 2.
That's not bad.
I got 8 for my initial skill.
That's not bad.
It's better than 7.
Your stamina is 2 dice and add 12.
That's better. So that's 21.
He's a tough fella. And then your luck is D6. Now, luck is the only stat that you have a lot of like choice over.
It's D6 plus 6.
D6 plus 6, yeah, just like skill.
There we
12
go.
luck. Oh, Jay was born lucky.
Well, fictitious Jay was.
The adventurer's luck is determined so luck is a fact of life in fighting fantasy. The higher your luck, the luckier you are. At certain times during the adventure, a character may be required to test their luck to determine whether a given situation may go against the character. Sometimes an adventurer may wish to test their luck for his or her own choice in order to try and make a situation go more favorably. The procedure for testing your luck is as follows. An adventurer testing for luck must roll 2 dice and compare it to your current luck score. And every time you do so, it will go down by 1. It can be replenished with lucky charms, potions, and so on, and reduced every time you use it. Your skill score will not change much during an adventure. Some magic spells or magic weapons could increase your skill. But in the case of magic weapons, remember that you can only use 1 at a time. You cannot gain 2 skill bonuses from using 2 magic swords. Drinking a potion of skill will restore a skill to its initial level. Stamina is your exhaustion and how much damage you're taking. It can be restored by eating provisions, typically. Each player starts the game with a certain number of provisions. It can be eaten almost at any time, and eating one gives you back 4 points of stamina.
Oh, so good.
So delicious.
So delicious.
What would you imagine in 1984 they envisioned a provision to be? I mean, I know what we as kids in 1984
I was going to say, that's... How many peanut butter sandwiches and potato chips was that? What did they envision provisions to be? I have to think... bread. Just bread.
What's the most? Just a potato? Just a boiled potato.
A potato wrapped in bread.
In hard bread.
A chip buddy. Actually, that's it. It's a British company. It was a chip buddy.
It was a
that's
chip
what
buddy.
provisions were.
Which was a deep fried pile of French fries inside bread.
Yes. Cholesterol actually went up just describing that, actually.
Yes. And then the GM should award luck based on certain like bonuses and penalties for like doing things. You do something exemplary, for instance.
Typically when you have a really an extremely positive outcome.
That's right. You get each award a point of luck on top of it. Now, you also will have to draw maps. You have your piece of paper here to draw a map.
Oh, I got all the paper, buddy.
We have our visual representation here for when we do combats and stuff like that, but the map is going to be very important for you fighting stuff. Now, you're starting the following equipment, and no fantasy adventurer should leave home without a sword, a backpack, a lantern, provisions, and, because you're doing this solo instead of with a group, you have a potion each of skill, strength of or fortune. So you can choose which one that you want. You want to have a luck skill, like replenish your luck, replenish your stamina completely, or replenish your skill completely. You can take one of the following potions.
So we will do... I'm gonna do luck.
All right. So the most common encounter is a combat encounter in this, but you will also talk to people and have to test various like stats. Now, whenever you get into a combat encounter, though, you're going to fight a monster. You're going to note down its skill and its stamina. Typically, monsters don't have luck. They're living in a dungeon. They're not going to be very lucky.
Life didn't turn out the way
Life did not turn out the way they thought they were going to.
It's not a Joe Walsh song.
So you're going to roll 2 dice. You're going to add, or I'm going to roll 2 dice. I'm going to add the monster's skill, and you're going to roll 2 dice and add your skill. Yep. And the person who rolls the highest will do a strike. Now, those strikes will always do 2 damage unless you choose to test your luck. If you test your luck when you're being hit by a monster, you'll reduce the damage to 1 by passing. If you hit a monster and are lucky, you will increase it to 4. So you can quickly kill a monster and dispatch it, or you can offset taking damage. But every time you do so, your luck score will go down. And that's it. Are you ready for adventure?
I was born ready for adventure.
All right. So one last thing to note in here, carrying equipment. You cannot, as a general rule, carry no more than 10 pieces of equipment, excluding gold and provisions. That's kind of your weight allowance. All right. You can also attempt to break down doors and stuff. You can search for secret doors by doing a skill test. Locked doors can be picked. Ordinary doors have a 2 in 6 chance of being locked. Roll a die. On a 1 or 2, it's locked. On a 3 to 6, it's unlocked. You can escape from combats, too. If you want to escape from combat, you can do so if there's more than one way to exit the room. Some monsters, like the more intelligent ones, can try to escape as well. If they do so, then they run away into a different room.
Oh,
I'm just saying, you can try and do it. You also might fall. If you fall into something, you have to test your luck to reduce the damage. For every meter that you fall, you take a point of damage. So if you fall 10 meters, you take 10 points of damage. That could just straight up kill you. If you lose your weapon for any reasons, your skill in combat is reduced by 4.
4, right?
Yes. And then movement is not regulated very much based on convenience of like the time that we're going to be going through. You can eat a chest or eat a provision at any time. That's basically going to be you scarfing down your bacon buddy to restore some stamina. Except in combat. In combat, you can't quickly eat a provision.
I can't just hit VATS to pause things while
no VATS. And then opening chests on a 5-6, a chest will be locked when you find one, and you have to roll 2 dice and add your skill to break it open. A total roll totaling less than your skill store will break open the chest. So basically you have to roll under your skill to try and do so. If you use your sword, however, each time you try and break a chest open with your sword, you get a 1-point skill penalty because you blunt its edge against the treasure chest. And then finally, you can attempt to pick pockets for monsters and non-monsters as you sneak around. Those also require skill tests. So basically, it's a skill test to do almost anything.
Much everything.
Yeah, almost anything. And you can return to old areas if you want as well and go backwards and forwards. If you want to tiptoe, then typically you have to also make skill tests, and that's it. There are also wandering monsters you could potentially encounter if it gets a little quiet and as you're walking around. And those are dice rolls to do so. So we're going to get ready for the wishing well. I'm going to get my tools for adventure prepared and grab some models so that you can have some combats, and we'll get this going. All right, the tools of adventure have been appropriately acquired. Are you ready to enter the wishing well?
I am ready to enter the wishing well.
I'm also ready for you to enter the wishing well. All right. So... The adventure is set at the bottom of an ancient well, where nobles and princes of long ago used to come, cast in their gold coins, and make their wishes.
Gold coins, you say?
All of this gold collected at the bottom of the well. When the well dried up, treasure hunters from far and wide set up to find it, hoping for riches. But when they reached the well, they found that the quest ahead of them was far more dangerous than they had thought. So you arrive at the wishing well, and... you have the choice of lowering yourself in or going home. What would you like to begin with?
So is this the point where we can record a video like the Gorka Morka thing where it's like, okay, great, we're done. Let's go again.
See you later. So as you approach the well, you realize that there is a bucket that can be wound up and down with a handle and a rope already attached to the side.
Ooh.
So there is obviously some mechanical ability to get up and down into the well.
Fantastic. So what I would like to do is lower the rope into the well and then test the rope to see if it actually will hold.
The rope has clearly been used recently and is therefore of a decent quality. Now it is on a large turn, like a handle turned to bring it up. So if you pull it down, it will eventually stop. It'll run at a rope, and you can hear the bucket hitting the ground in the bottom.
Okay, I would like to do that. And then, is there any way to jam the mechanism so some jerk doesn't wheel it back up while I'm down there?
There is obviously a locking mechanism on the wheel. If you wish to engage that, you can.
I will do that so punk kids don't trap me at the bottom.
It is engaged. And the rope is now at the bottom of the well.
All right.
You jump in?
I'm gonna shimmy down.
Test your skill, please.
Ooh. I'm moderately skillful.
You're a skillful 8, yeah. So 2d6 under your skill. Exactly
my skill.
Although there is some slight creaking and swaying at the top as you descend, you manage to get down to the bottom.
I'm generally known as being a very agile man.
Yeah, you have a certain cat-like limberness that I've always noted about you. You're at the bottom of a dried-up well. The walls are caked with mud, and the ground underfoot is muddy. Leading off northwest from the well shaft is a narrow passageway. So you're in a large circular... You're at the south end, basically, of this complex.
Northwest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just northwards, not northwest, just northwards.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said northwest. My bad.
It's a long passageway.
Okay. Yeah. I will light my lantern because I have a lantern.
Okay, good idea. It is quite dark in here.
So sorry, you said it's like dried mud around the bottom. I'm still going to dig around for a minute and just make sure there's no free gold hanging out here. 7, which is under my skill.
While you do not find anything in the mud, you do hear some people up at the top moving around and some voices at the top of the well.
I knew punk kids would show up.
Punk kids always show up. Dirtbag kids are everywhere, especially in 1984.
I will.
They're fighting interdimensional monsters.
I know they're all wearing like leather jackets with denim vests over top of them. All right, I will kind of shimmy into the entrance to the hallway so you can't see directly down the shaft, and then I will listen.
The voices you hear up above are simply talking about getting some water from the well. Just local farmhands talking about getting some water from the well. All right.
How long has this well been dried up for?
A while.
These are crappy farmers. I'll wait for another minute just to see if that changes.
One of the voices says, I hear, it sounds like someone's down there. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave the bucket down there then. We won't try and pull that up. Is there water down there?
There is no water down here. The well is totally dried out.
Okay. The voices confer with themselves and then wander away.
Fair enough. All right. I was tempted to do a whole Pennywise thing, but I realized I was
almost lost your bucket. You almost lost your bucket.
That was going to go badly.
Yeah. You sounded friendly enough, and also they've realized that they should not probably pull the bucket up.
Okay. I will head off down the North Passage, and I believe the word is explore.
The passageway continues onwards for some 20 meters and then ends in a sturdy door. The walls of the passageway are rocky, and the ground underfoot still muddy. It has gotten much darker as you progress on the tunnel, so you're happy that you have your lantern lit.
I'm always happy to have a lantern. I would like to listen at the door.
All right. You hear nothing through the door.
I would like to attempt to open the door.
All right. The door appears to be locked.
All right. Well, I don't have anything to pick locks, so I guess I will.
Oh no, you always have the ability
just
to try and jimmy a lock.
Then I will.
These are not complicated locks.
I will.
There's no tumblers involved.
I will try to pop the lock open.
All right, test your skill.
Yeah.
On a 7, you manage to test your skill, but test your luck.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you automatically pass.
I succeed, but I 10, reduce my luck to 11.
To 11, all right. As you are picking the lock, a voice booms out. Beware, unwelcome visitors. Anyone who enters faces certain death. So as basically you open the door, you notice the large skull above the door frame has apparently made this noise, but you avoid the glare of its glowing eyes.
Fantastic.
So the door opens.
All right, I will look in.
The room is rectangular, and closed doors in the middle of each wall lead to the north, south, east, and west. So every direction has a door. You're approaching from the south.
Sorry, when you say rectangular, the rectangle is longest north-south or east-west?
East-west.
East-west, okay.
East-west.
And directions?
I really want to compare how your map looks to the map I'm looking at when this is all said and done.
And did you say there's a door in every wall?
Every wall. Yeah, center of every wall there's a door. Birds flutter around the room. Weird, because they're trapped underground. Everyone hates birds. I was at war with pigeons when I lived in Toronto. But as you enter, they all fly off into one corner and nestle into the beard of a man sitting in one corner. He is short and stocky and sitting at a table. His beard stretches across the table, and in it nests the birds. He's picking small round objects from a pouch and popping them into his mouth. They must be nuts of some kind. And as you enter, he raises an eyebrow.
He must be nuts of some kind. Living with birds. I don't even care that he's living in a well. I just care that he's living with birds. Psycho.
So he introduced himself as, hello, my name is Thrushbeard the Dwarf, and you have interrupted me feeding my birds.
Thrushbeard. Are the birds thrushes?
The birds are clearly thrushes living in his beard. He is exactly what it says on the tin. So you're staring silently at this dwarf that introduced himself.
No, I'll apologize. Didn't mean to interrupt your bird feeding.
Oh, well, you can move along anytime you wish, but here, have a nut. And he tosses you a nut.
Am I a bird?
I don't know, but I like nuts. Would you like to eat a nut? I mean, eat the nut, boy.
I will eat the nut.
Right. Roll a die.
Am I a bird now?
Roll a die.
Single die?
Just single die.
Yeah. 2.
The nut tastes slightly off, but you feel no adverse effects.
Fantastic.
Thrushbeard quietly goes back to feeding his birds.
I will ask him what brought him and his birds to live down here.
It's quiet and away from all of the hustle and bustle of, other types of birds, sparrows, blue jays, and so on. I much prefer the company of only thrushes.
I thought he was crazy, but he makes a good argument. All right. Can Can you tell me anything about what lies beyond the doors?
Well, the one thing I have heard from the adventurers who've returned from where you are going is that they need some type of crystal key to enter the final door. I've heard tell that there is some type of impossible barrier and that only the crystal key will open it.
Crystal key. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Thrushbeard.
Well, good luck, and remember, thrushes are the best kind of bird.
I'm now suddenly convinced of that.
Test your skill. Your belief in all birds. You are now you doubt somewhat that they are the best of birds, as most of your society is based upon eating eggs and other bird-type foods. But he comes very close to convincing you that the bird
thrushes are delicious. I've never tried
the greatest bird. No. You don't need to. Thrushes are friends. Friends, not food.
All right. I will examine the door to the west.
All right. Let's just see what we can see here. It appears to be locked.
It appears to be locked. I will attempt to pick the lock once again.
All right. Off you go.
That is a 7.
Out of the 7, you manage to successfully jimmy that other handle, and the door swings open. And you're moving to the west?
To the west, yeah.
All right. Inside the door, a narrow stone walkway leads out over a great round pit, which drops down as far as you can see into the blackness below. Looking around the walls of the pit, you can see another walkway similar to the one in front of you, which leads to another door.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean so the walkway extends west, then it ends in the pit?
No. The pit is all around you. Basically, the pit drops out right from the door frame, and there is a walkway extending out into the pit, and then another one out into the pit to the north.
But it's not like a bridge.
No.
Okay.
Think of it as like there's like sort of like almost a platform sticking out. It's not actually a walkway.
So this is where Luke and Leia would swing over the platform.
Precisely.
Got
like
it.
That.
Okay.
And as nonsensical a location as that as well.
And you said the other walkway extends to the north.
To the north, yeah.
Okay.
But it is just straight up pit from the door out. Big old pit.
All right. Wait a minute. What's the name of the monster book here? I don't like this.
I don't
like this at all. Okay. How far is it from my walkway to the other walkway? Is it jumpable?
It's jumpable. There's probably about a 3-meter gap.
Is there anything on the ceiling I could loop my rope through?
No, it is
just a jump, eh?
The stalactites are smooth and clearly unloopable. Also, you don't have any rope.
I have a rope.
Do you? You have a sword, backpack, and a lantern.
Oh, I thought that was on the initial list.
No.
Oh, that's why I put.
You're adventuring with no rope, dude. You might find a rope at some point.
Jesus.
I know. Without 50 feet of rope, what even is the point?
Am I
of going
really an adventurer? I don't know.
Without
I'm suddenly having feelings of inadequacy.
A 5-foot pole and 50 meters.
All right.
Tons of rope.
You know what? Then I will leave this for now because the door has been busted into, so I can always come back here. So I'd like to go back to the Thrushbeard room.
Okay.
And then check out the eastern door.
All right. So without going out onto the platform, you go back to the eastern door. As you examine it, you discover it too is locked.
I will try to unlock this door.
All right. Go for it.
Oh, that's a 9 against my skill of 8.
All right. So as you fail to unlock the door, test your luck.
That's my luck. My luck is now 11. So I make my luck test, and then I'll drop my luck to 10.
All right. You do not jam the lock by attempting to jimmy it.
Got it. Oh, okay. So that's where this is going.
Yeah.
All right.
You can attempt again?
I will still try it again.
All right. Try it again. Go for it. 8.
This time I do make my skill
All right.
test.
The door swings open. As you look out, you see that the corridor extends about a meter or two and then turns to the left.
So it turns north.
It's a big L. Yeah. It turns northwards.
Okay. I will step out and have a look to the north.
All right. The corridor extends significantly further up to the north and ends in a door.
Okay. I will go check that door out.
That door is also locked.
Of course it is. I will try to open it.
You've yet to find an unlocked door.
I do make my skill test.
This lock also succumbs to your expert lockpicking, and the door swings open. The room is rectangular, and doors lead from it to the north, south, and east, so in all directions except west.
And again, sorry, the rectangle is...
it's only slightly rectangular. It's mostly a square. I would say it's a square, actually, not a rectangle.
Okay.
The description is not matching the thing I'm looking at here.
Okay. And you said northeast.
North, south, and east. Yeah, every direction that is not... it's the one you just came from, basically. And then it's going to be to the east and the north.
Okay.
Along the west wall, various objects are hanging. In the center of the wall is a large portrait of a warrior dressed in battle armor. A large sign under the portrait reads, "These objects are the property of Marg the Slaymaster. Touch them not if you value your life." The objects the message refers to are a silver necklace, a small leather pouch, an axe, and a sparkling jewel set in a pendant. The room is lit by a burning torch which is stuck in a crack in the wall.
Okay, sorry, again, it was a silver pendant, an axe,
a small leather pouch, and a sparkling jewel set in a pendant.
I want to check out the leather pouch.
As you begin to touch the leather pouch, a rumbling begins off in the distance.
Yeah, I don't care about the Slaymaster.
Okay. So what would you like to do with it? You're just touching it right now.
Oh, I'm just taking it.
The pouch? All right, you're going to pick it up? Yeah. All right. You pick the object off the wall, loud siren begins to sound, and footsteps are heard coming from all directions.
Okay, what's in the pouch?
Inside the pouch, you find a pouch with a gold piece. Just a gold piece, single gold piece.
I'm going to take the gold piece.
Okay.
Which I'm then going to add to my character sheet.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put the empty pouch back on the wall.
All right. As you put the pouch back on the wall, the sounds of running and approach basically cease.
Instantly. Yeah. Okay, cool. So there was a battle axe, a crystal set in a pendant.
A jewel and a pendant, yep. There's also a torch on the wall lighting the room. An axe, and a silver necklace.
I will take the silver necklace off the wall.
As you pick up the silver necklace, the rumbling begins once more.
Very cool.
You want to examine it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just appears to be a jewel and a pendant. Oh, sorry, silver necklace. Sorry. It looks like a necklace.
Okay.
Made from silver.
I would like to take the...
What are you going to do with the necklace?
I'm going to hold on to it for a sec.
Okay, sure.
I would like to take the jewel and the pendant.
All right, the siren begins to ring, and the sounds of approach begin again.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking the jewel as well?
Yeah.
The jewel looks like a cool jewel, then is beautifully set into a pendant. You're taking anything else?
I'd like to put the jewel on the necklace.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Interesting happens?
Not excited by this.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it back on the wall. I don't care.
You're putting back the jewel?
No, you know what? I'll take the whole thing.
Take the whole thing? Just put it in your backpack?
So, yeah, silver necklace with a jewel and a pendant.
Yes, and there's still an axe and a flaming torch. So the torch is in a sconce. There's an axe held up on the wall.
Silver necklace with jewel. No, I like my sword.
Cool.
I don't want the axe.
The axe?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and then I'll check out the door to the east.
Okay, the door to the east. So the door to the east is unlocked. I know. Finally.
Unlocked?
Finally.
This is the door to Canada.
It's unlocked. It is, yeah.
All right, I'm going to open this, I believe you said unlocked door?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The sounds of approach are deafening at this point, by the way. Deafening sounds of, like, horses and men shouting and people calling for your death.
So I actually want to... So I'm going to open this door.
Yep.
Sorry, what do I see on the other side of the door?
Just a short corridor leading to another door.
Fantastic. So I want to step into that corridor and then close the door.
The sounds immediately stop.
Yeah. All right, cool.
There's another door in front of you. Your room, this tiny little corridor is lit only by your lantern right now.
And this corridor just goes east, right?
It goes east to another door. Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately ends in another door.
I would like to check out this other door.
It is unlocked.
This is the corridor of unlocked doors.
I know.
Why isn't that the name for an adventure?
The corridor
of unlocked doors. 400 entries of I open the door.
This writes itself.
I open the door.
It's just a maze of doors.
This is the worst Zork game I've ever played.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right.
This multi-user dungeon is empty. This text game sucks.
I'm gonna open this door.
The room is bare-walled and empty. You've entered through the only door. It is roughly square with rocky walls and floor.
Okay. I would like to search this room.
Can I test your skill?
Yeah, absolutely. 11.
All right. Something is happening. Shapes are beginning to form in the room. You can make out bookcases lining the north wall. A fireplace.
I failed.
I know.
Oh, okay, cool.
A fireplace with a burning fire is becoming invisible in the center of the east wall. A tall, lean man is standing by the fireplace looking at you. Along the south wall stands a pedestal, on top of which a cup of fuming liquid stands. The man opens his mouth and speaks. So, Nandris has some visitors, eh? And what do these intruders want in here?
Hi, Nandris. I'm looking for a crystal key.
A crystal key, then. Well, a crystal key is a way to get through to the eventual treasure of the Spider King who lives here.
Oh, the Spider King.
I will, however, not provide you with a crystal key unless you can kill the nuisance of a dead man who is wandering the corridors of this, the place where I keep my stuff.
All right. Sure.
Now, however, it does appear that things of my stuff may have been slightly rearranged. I would highly recommend, if you do so wish to acquire the crystal key, those things should be placed back in their proper locations.
All right. But he's Nandris, not Marg the Slaymaster.
Oh, Marg the Slaymaster was my friend, my special friend, and his stuff is protected in my place of stuff. That being said, the room is harmless. I put a simple spookaboo sort of charm in there to keep out the riffraff. I would recommend you put his stuff back. It was all terribly cursed.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Nandris.
Yeah, and also, really don't put on that necklace. It's not. Just don't put on the necklace.
All right.
There's a reason why the Slaymaster isn't around anymore. Don't put on the necklace.
All right. I would like to go back to the room I came from.
As you open door, the room itself quietens and returns to being completely empty.
Oh, okay. So I'm going back into the room where Marg the Slaymaster's stuff was.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to put on the necklace.
Okay, test your skill.
I don't think this stove is hot.
Okay.
I make my skill test.
As you pass your skill, you feel the necklace begin to contract around your neck. Test your skill again.
Oh! Nandris guy was okay. I barely make it.
You barely start to get the necklace off. Take this. Test your skill one more time.
Oh, wow. This necklace is serious.
Before you are decapitated.
Oh, I failed the third.
Test your luck.
All right. This is against 10. So I make this, and then I drop my luck.
All right. You take 2 points of stamina damage as the silver necklace slices into your fingers as you desperately get it off your top of your skull. You have a large circular welt.
Did I just inherit male pattern baldness?
Yeah. And if you had long hair, a great deal of your hair is currently missing as it basically shrinks to a dot and then is let loose back into the shape of a necklace.
Well, then you know what? I will put it back on the wall.
Okay.
Damn it.
The silver necklace has been returned to its location. Also, by the way, the siren is now going off in this room again, and men are shouting and screaming as the alarm has been raised once more as you've returned in here with all the stolen goods.
Fair enough. All right. I'll check the door to the north.
All right. So you've returned all the items to their locations at this point?
Except my gold piece.
Except your gold piece?
I'm keeping my gold piece.
Okay, cool. The room seems unconcerned about the gold piece, weirdly enough. So the door to the north is locked.
Of course it is. I will try to open that locked door. No.
You fail? All right, test your lock.
No.
Oh, you are unlucky. The lock breaks.
Uh-oh.
The door is completely jammed at this point and will only open through being broken down.
Okay. I will go back to the Thrushbeard the dwarf room.
Okay.
And I would like to check out the door to the north.
All right, Thrushbeard welcomes you and says, "What happened to your hair?"
It's a short story, but I still don't want to tell it.
All right, fair enough. He goes back uninterestedly to feeding his thrushes nuts.
Thrushbeard has extra hair. No, you know what? I'll deal with that later.
Not going to make a thrush.
That's a tomorrow
thrush wig. That's right. Yeah, it's very poop filled. It's very Radagast.
That's very. Yeah, I
wouldn't make any.
I
kind
don't
of
want to
wig
Sylvester McCoy this crap.
No, it's mostly fertilizer in that beard. So as you check the north door, it is also locked.
All right, let's try this again. I make this one.
You manage to unlock the door, and as you open it, your lantern light shines down a short corridor leading to the north and ending in another door.
Okay. I would like to go check out that door.
All right. As you examine the door, it is locked.
Of course it is. I would like to try to open that door.
This is going to be bad if this is what your fights are all like with these 2 dice.
Yeah.
You manage to open the lock, and that lock... door rather, swings open. And this room looks to be a prison of some kind. The walls are bare and grubby. The floor is dusty and littered with bits of wood and stone. A few broken bones are scattered about. There's a foul stench hanging in the air. Doors lead to the north, south, and west. So no door to the east.
Okay.
You're coming through the door to the south.
Yes.
Along the wall are 5 skeletons chained to the wall. Presumably this is all that was left of 5 adventurers who came through this way some time ago. 3 wooden chests rest on the ground beneath the dangling feet of the middle 3 skeletons.
Ooh, chests. I would like to examine those chests.
Which one would you like to examine first? So
if I'm facing the wall and the 3 skeletons are along the wall, I'll start with the one on my left.
Okay, so the one furthest to north. All right. As you open it, it appears to be... unlocked.
Fantastic.
Would you wish to open it?
Yeah, of course I do.
All right. Inside, you find 4 gold pieces and a small mouse who is very grateful for being let free, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my gold pieces, and then the mouse can live free.
Okay.
Then I'll try the one in the middle.
Okay. The one in the middle is locked.
I'll try to open the one in the middle.
Okay. Test your luck.
Oh, it's luck. It's not skill?
Nope.
All right.
Test your luck anyway.
So I make it.
Okay.
And then I reduce my luck by 1.
The lock is incredibly cold to the touch, and you realize that there is a strange vibration to this chest. It feels like it's covered in frost, although the room is completely warm.
Maybe I'll just leave that one alone.
Okay.
I'll go to the next one over, and this one time before I start to open it, I'll just... give it a touch.
Give it a little touch? All right, this one feels completely normal.
Yeah, the stove is hot.
But is locked.
All right, I'll try to open it.
Okay.
Am I skill or am I luck?
This is in your skill.
Okay. Nope.
All right. So you now need to test your luck again.
Okay. Uh-oh. This is getting hard now. And I miss it by 1 this time.
All right, you break the lock.
Okay.
Your skill's down to 6.
All right.
You could attempt to smash it open with your sword, but you will blunt your sword potentially.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to... There's a chest. And, I need something else. I would like to examine the skeletons.
All right, the skeletons are apparent to all your... Oh, sorry, make a skill test first, Brandon.
Sure. Yes.
They are skeletons.
Fantastic.
Their rags are moldering. There are bugs crawling in and out of them, and they have clearly been there for some time. Although how skeletons with no type of armature are actually held up at this point is a good question. They are apparently anatomical models.
Fantastic.
They should have long fallen apart.
So I should take these and sell them to a medical center.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. At this point, you're selling these to Hogwarts.
I would like to check the door to the west.
All right. The door to the west is unlocked.
I would like to open the door to the west.
To the west, to the west. All right. So the door to the west leads to a T-junction corridor.
Oh.
As this short corridor extends to the west, there is a door at the end and also a door on the north side in the middle of the corridor.
Oh, okay. There's a door at the end going west?
And a door going north in the middle of the corridor.
Okay. I would like to check out the door to the west first, because I have a suspicion.
Walking down to that door, you find it unlocked.
All right, I'd like to open that door.
All right, as you open that door, the room is evidently living quarters of some kind.
Oh.
A table and chair stand in one corner and a bed in another. Doors lead north, west, and east from the room. Doors hanging on the south wall are a picture, a landscape of a marshy swampland, 2 rusty old cross swords, and a 1-stringed musical instrument. A snoring noise makes you look again at the bed. 2 ugly reptilian heads are poking out from under the covers. Their eyes flick open at the same time and stare at you.
That's not quite what I was expecting. I had a very specific expectation. I thought there was going to be a corridor turning south back to that pit room. All right.
Well, there was a corridor extending between the pit room and that first room that I think you didn't mark down. You walked down a corridor to get to it.
Oh, I thought it was just a platform as soon as I got there.
No. That's why. There's a slight corridor down there.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Let's adjust that.
Your instinct is correct, though. Close to correct.
Yeah. I thought it was just immediately the platform.
No.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So there's no doors. That's why. It was a corridor down, and then you come out to a platform. That's right. And then the archway there leads to a bottomless pit to adjust your map. Let's get clarity.
There was a door there, though, right?
Door to the north, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry. Another archway to the north, basically.
Or archway, okay.
With a platform extending from it.
Okay. Well, I don't know a lot about 2-headed lizard people.
Okay.
But I feel like it has one more head than it needs.
Oh. I was just assuming that you were catching them in the middle of something, but
Oh.
It could be a 2-headed lizard person.
Well,
there's a good chance Jay has read this book before.
Either it's I haven't actually.
Okay,
either it's sexy time or there's a 2-headed lizard person. There's a 2-headed lizard person in something.
There's definitely a
Island of Terror.
Person. Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a calicorn.
Anyway, I'm going to assume it has one head too many, and I would like to remove one of the heads.
Okay. As you are entering the room, the mouse that you let escape runs into the room ahead of you, and the calicorn shrieks in terror and cowers in the corner of the room.
Oh. Okay. Maybe I don't need to take any of its heads off. I'll let the mouse do the work.
It is absolutely catatonic with fear as the mouse kind of circles the room.
Fantastic.
Hiding in the corner.
Can you re-describe the room again then, please?
So in the room, it's evidently a living quarters of some kind. A table and chair stand in one corner and a bed in the other. Doors lead north, west, east from the room. Hang on the south wall are a picture, a landscape of a marshy swampland, 2 rusty old cross swords, and a 1-stringed musical instrument.
Okay. I would like to examine the picture first.
Okay. As you look at the picture, test your skill.
Skill? Yes.
You notice that there are marks on the wall as if the picture is often swung out of the way.
Oh. Then I would like to swing the picture out of the way.
You find a hole behind the picture, clearly used as a kind of hidey hole for valuables. And inside you find 6 gold pieces, a throwing dagger, and an amulet on a chain, and a bunch of 4 keys.
11 gold. Amulet on a chain. Sorry. 4 gold keys. And there was something else.
Oh, a bunch of 4 keys, an amulet on a chain, a throwing dagger.
Throwing dagger, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The creature hisses at you from the corner as you basically loot all of its prized possessions, as the murder hobo that you are. And, however, takes no action as it futilely stares at you in anger. Its eyes sort of like dart over to the rusty swords and back to you, and over the rusty swords and back to you, but the mouse keeps circling and it keeps just like...
I will take one of the rusty swords and point at the mouse and then point at the lizard.
The lizard just continues hissing. It's so completely beyond scary. It doesn't understand.
Back at it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm basically just going to bully the 2-headed lizard dude.
All right. It continues to be terrified of this mouse that you've let loose into its room.
I choose to believe it's terrified of me.
It is so terrified. So now the whatchamacallit, the dagger can be thrown at the beginning of a combat. You roll a die on a 5-6. You will do 2 points of additional damage before the combat starts as you surprise it with a throwing knife. But on a 1, it's damaged and broken afterwards. So you have this cool kind of like little like pocket knife that you can throw at people.
Cool. Pocket sand.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to like stare, making unwavering eye contact with the creature while I drink my potion.
Are you going to examine... Oh, you're going to drink your potion?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just want to do that before I need to roll another luck check.
That's fair.
Okay. And then I will examine the amulet.
Okay. The amulet appears to have been made by the same manufacturer as your potion of luck. You see a little stamp on the back that looks the same as the stamp on the glass of your potion of luck. You recognize it.
I will pocket that for now.
Just pocket it? Okay.
Yeah. Amulet. Luck? Question mark? Okay. All right.
As you are examining the amulets, the calicorn basically begins to like make sounds that sound like words and say, I'll explain the amulet if you get this mouse out of my room.
If you explain the amulet, then I'll get the mouse out of the room.
It's my lucky amulet. It's always brought me good fortune, and I've never had any type of problems with just bad luck while I was wearing it. Until I took it off and you let this stupid mouse in here.
All right. I will pick up the mouse.
Okay. The mouse is happily sitting in your hand.
Yep. I would like to open the door to the west. Or check the door to the west.
Checking the door to the west. So the door to the west is locked.
Okay. I would like to try and open the lock.
Go for
it. Yes.
All right. The lock and the door swings open, and you see that there is a L-shaped corridor leading to the south. Turning to the south.
Okay. So that I'm going to go to the corridor bend and expect to see down into the pit.
As you look forward, you do see the platform that extends out into the darkness.
Fantastic. Okay. So I would like to go back into the calicorn's room with my mouse.
The calicorn has gotten up and is sort of restoring itself and then jumps back immediately on top of the bed. Yeah. The mouse is happily in your hand, and you basically walk back into the room and cow the calicorn. As you're just traumatizing this poor lizard man. Like you said you weren't going to bring it back.
I did not say that.
Oh.
I said I would get rid of it.
That's probably true.
Now it's come back.
All right.
I would like to try the door to the north.
You find the door to the north is locked, but is so firmly locked that you do not think that you could break it down.
I would like to.
Also, the symbol around the lock itself appears to be a crystalline pattern.
Is that symbol printed on any of these golden keys?
It is not. These rusty keys are not having any symbols, but you do see a sign
rusty,
above.
I'm sorry.
How did I
turn that into gold?
No, but above the door you do see, "Do not enter by order of the Spider King."
Oh, this is the actual door. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I would like to go back out into the corridor.
You hear the hissing sigh of relief.
Don't worry. We'll be back.
Sobbing emerges from the door as it closes behind you.
And then I would like to check the door to the north off this corridor.
All right. The mouse scampers out of your hand and begins running around the corridor as you check the door and find it unlocked.
I would like to open that door.
All right. A long, long corridor extends ahead of you into the darkness, appearing to veer to the east.
Okay.
As it ends. Very long, though. Very long corridor.
Very long?
Very long corridor. Twice as long as any corridor you've been in at this point.
Oh, okay.
And then veers to the east.
I will go check that out.
All right. The corridor extends a little bit further along and then ends in a doorway.
Okay. I would like to check out that doorway.
It is locked. We've got like an 80% lock right here for all the doors in this adventure.
All right. Oh, this is bugging me. Hold on.
Okay. Your map making skills are exemplary. I'm so excited for this map when we're done. This is my most exciting part of this whole thing.
Why did I not bring graph paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Cartography Cast.
I would like to try to unlock that door.
All right, go for it. Check your skill.
Yes.
All right, the door swings open. That printing is so small. To the passageway eventually reaches an underground river. As you approach, you can hear a beautiful voice singing a sad melody.
Sorry, you mean the passageway extends from the door?
So as you look out the doorway, to the left you see a bank going sloping down to the river. So the north, you see it sloping down to a river that extends both east and west as far as you can see. Into a large cavern. To the right, the corridor extends slightly and ends in a doorway. Across the river, you see an opposite shore.
Okay. And I'm sorry, to the right, which is going east?
To your right, as you're facing it. No, south. To the south is another door.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To the south is another door. I will try the door to the south.
All right, the door to the south appears to be unlocked.
I would like to open the door to the south.
So as you walk out, you do hear a voice singing a sad melody along the river. When you reach the edge of the river and look downstream, you can see a stunningly beautiful girl with long blonde hair sitting on a rock in the middle of the stream singing. The only way onwards is to walk across the river. On the far bank, a passageway leads straight ahead.
Did I get turned around on this?
No, you're fine.
Okay, the river's north.
River's east-west.
Yeah, but there is north of my starting position.
Is your starting position, yes.
And there's a door to the south.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So I will check out the door to the south first.
It was unlocked.
Right. I will open the door.
All right. This room is rectangular, and doors in the north and south walls are always the only way out. You recognize the doorway as the one that you saw previously. Yeah. Is that one, yeah.
It's that, so, okay.
The walls and ceiling of this room have been painted with a huge mural depicting a country scene. Trees, flowers, meadows, birds, and insects, and the like are painted all over. Gradually, the sounds of the countryside become louder until you could swear you were standing in the woods, but nothing is moving.
I swear I'm standing in the woods.
I know, and you are. To all that you know, you are.
I will examine the room.
Test your skill.
Test my skill. I wish I was more skillful.
You could be more skillful.
Yeah, I'm good.
Now roll a single dice.
A single dice. 5.
While you see movement around the room, you can't quite lock onto it.
Okay. I think this feels like a time sink that's going to kill me, so I'm going to leave that behind.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the north, and then down.
So as you begin to leave the room, test your luck.
Oh, okay. I pass.
You see what looks like the outline of a doorway on one of the walls that was painted over with the mural.
Oh, on which wall?
On the east wall.
The east wall. That makes sense. Okay. Then in that case, I will check that out.
Test your skill.
Yep.
One of the branches appears to actually be a small handle.
Oh, neat. Okay, I'm gonna...
The wall slides open as a door, and you are confronted by...
Whoa, confronted?
A short corridor,
Oh.
Which ends in another doorway.
And this is running further to the east, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Not very, very short. Very short corridor, just sitting into the door.
Yeah, you know what? I expect very short, because I think, yeah. Okay. I will open that door, or try to open that door.
Let's see if it's unlocked. It is locked.
Okay, I will try to open that door. Nope.
Test your luck.
Test my luck. I'm good for my luck test.
All right, so as you pass your luck test, you do not break the lock on the door.
Okay, I would like to try it again.
Go for it.
Yes.
The door swings open. The door to this room is made of stone, but is... Oh, sorry. Oh, that was the other one. Inside this door is a large room. Your lantern lights up with strange hieroglyphics, which cover the walls. In the center of the room, on a stone altar, is a great stone coffin. This is open, and its lid rests against the altar. As you enter, a shape rises from the coffin. It's human in shape, wrapped in bandages, and it raises itself out of the coffin and comes towards you. Only one other door leads from this room to the east. That's not true in this case, because you found the additional secret door that you can come in through.
But there's no door to the south.
There's a door to the south. It assumes you came in through the door to the south. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
the text in here is written from such a way that you would not find the secret door.
And
I should have not read this text, basically.
It's okay. I just want to make sure I'm not blocking off parts of my map because I think that's
Yes, yeah. You're exactly right. Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay. So sorry, there's a mummy in here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to... I believe the word is sword the mummy.
Sword the mummy?
Use my sword on the mummy.
As the mummy reaches towards you, you attack it. You can, however, use your dagger. Don't forget that you have to throw at it.
I'm going to throw my dagger at it first.
So roll a die on a 5-6. You do 2 points of damage. No, you do not. So you miss, but your dagger appears to be undamaged.
Hand, but it's not damaged.
And not damaged. Yeah, okay. So you're going to attack?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
I got a 19.
It got a total of 17. You do 2 points of damage.
Fantastic.
Would you like to test your luck to do more?
I will this time, because I feel like a mummy's going to be pretty tough.
It is pretty tough. Oh no! All right.
So I do less damage.
You do less damage. You do 1 point of
Fantastic.
damage to it. It stumbles, but is generally just looking annoyed at you. All right.
I don't know why.
It attacks again. Oof.
16.
You got a total of 12. You do strike it again.
I'm not going to test my luck.
All right,
I'm just going to take my 2 damage and be happy.
2 points of damage.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What's his skill and stamina?
His skill is 10, and his stamina is 11.
Got it. All right, perfect.
Its current stamina is 8 because you don't 3 points of damage.
This doesn't have a space to write what it is. Mommy. All right.
It attacks again.
Oop. That is a 14.
It strikes you for 2 damage.
For 2 damage, okay.
Yeah, it got a total of 16 to your 14.
Okay. I will continue.
And
that is another 14.
And a 16 strikes you again for 2 more damage. This mummy's beating you up. It's just holding you on the ground and beating on you. I just imagine it's like...
I think I've been jerseyed.
Silverback gorilla. Yeah, it's just jerseying you, just feeding you punches. It fights like Tai Domi.
Come on, Emotep. 16.
To 14, you do 2 more points of damage.
Fantastic.
It is looking like it is about half dead. Half of it is falling apart at this point.
All right. I will attack again. That is a 15.
So 14, you do 2 more points of damage. Oh,
Yay!
It's really starting to slow down and limp now.
In a legally distinct game, it would be bloodied.
It would be bloodied, yeah.
All right.
But unbowed.
That's 11.
Oh, it backhands you across the room for 2 more points of damage.
All right. And then we keep going. That's a 10.
Gives you the other ring finger. Slaps you down with an 18 to your 10.
Why does it say class of 88 on my face?
Your face is taking such a beating from that silver necklace, and now this guy's solid backhands.
All right, that's going to be a 19.
It rolls a 13. It has 2 stamina remaining.
All right.
You could test your luck to try and kill it right now.
I'm not going to that well.
All right.
Let's re-roll that. That is 14.
Also 14. You tie. No one does any damage to each other.
16.
To a 13. It falls, slumps down, defeated to the ground.
Well, obviously, because I trust the wise words of Brock Sampson, I will urinate on that.
Okay.
I will urinate on the mummy, because if you don't desecrate these things, they come back.
Okay. Fair enough. Yep.
All right. I would then like to search the mummy-free room, perhaps starting with the sarcophagus.
Check your skill.
Check my skill. My skill says nope.
You don't find anything in the sarcophagus.
All right. I would like to take a quick break to have a snack. I would like to eat some potato wrapped in bread.
Bacon buddies.
All right. So that'll bring me back up to 15.
So you've only searched the chest at this, or
correct.
The thing at this point. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like to search the rest of the room. Is it sections, or is it?
Yeah, it's just a large room. Well, I mean, there's hieroglyphics and gizmos and bits of bric-a-brac all over the walls and stuff too. So you can test your skill if you want to check the rest of the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just the sarcophagus.
Yes, this time I may.
You do find another outline of what appears to be a door on the whatchamacallit, the eastern wall.
Oh. In addition to the door that is already in the eastern wall?
That's the one you've already found.
That's in the western wall.
Yeah. That's the one you came through. The description was all as if you're coming through here. So you've gotten confused by it. But now you have found what looks to be a door, a secret passageway. Okay. And it appears to be locked.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I would like to... Man, I can't believe I got no treasure out of this room. Yeah, I guess I'll open that secret door. Okay. Or I'll try to open that secret door. Mm-hmm. I will open that secret door.
All right, it opens into another passageway with a complete dead end.
Well, that's not how that works. So I would like to search that passageway.
All right, keep searching.
Yes.
You find nothing.
Oh.
But you hear movement in the room behind you.
No, I desecrated that thing.
Not enough.
I did what Brock Sampson told me to do. Oh.
I know. You just got it wet. This is the opposite of what you're supposed to do with mummies. Getting the mummy wet was the wrong idea. You can't just desecrate it, man.
I'm going to go back to the mummy room.
All right. Well, the mummy is staggering to its feet as you enter the room.
I'm going to try and run past it out the door I came in initially, which is the door to the west.
All right. As you go out the door to the west, back to the bird room, the mummy begins to follow you.
Oh, right. That's the... Okay.
Into the forest room. The mummy begins to follow you.
I would like to try and shut that door. Keep the mummy from following me.
Okay.
And I just realized I'm going to erase my throwing dagger because it never stopped.
Well, so you picked it up during the
okay.
During the search of the room. You retrieved your dagger, which is fine. You did search the room quite thoroughly in 5-minute blocks until the mummy came back to life.
Sure. Yeah, I found a throwing dagger.
Hey, cool! I found a door. Hey, I picked that door. Hey, oh crap!
Can I try to lock the door?
The door's lock is not going to stop the mummy. You hear banging on the door behind you.
I hate this mummy so much. I hate you, guy.
Well, remember, killing the mummy is how you're going to get the crystal key.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, mummy. I'm going to put the amulet on.
Okay. Yeah. As you put the amulet on, you feel luckier. You realize that all of your dice rolls to test for luck from now on will have a -1 modifier.
Okay.
So whatever you roll on the dice, you are rolling 1 less to try and test under your luck.
Luck. Okay, perfect. I'm going to stick it to this mummy and hope he's not all the way back.
All right. You're in a tiny cramped corridor in between 2 rooms as the door bursts open, and the mummy basically advances towards you and attacks again.
All right. I hate you, mummy. Oh, I got
Take
10.
2 points of damage. The mummy slaps you. If it could talk, it would be saying all of the degrading.
Why? I was going to say, why is this mummified Ike Turner? Why is that happening?
19.
14.
You take it again. 2 more points of damage.
I hate this mummy so much. 18.
18 as well, so no one takes any damage this time.
14 again.
20. Take 2 more points of damage.
Rolling 14.
You do love rolling 14.
I'm almost out of mummy juice.
You almost killed this mummy too.
15.
16. Take 2 more points of damage. Got a 7 stamina. Oh, he's getting beat up. You desecrated the wrong way.
I want my other sandwich.
I know.
I want my other sandwich. It's 16.
I got 19. You are down to 5 stamina.
I'm less excited about this than I was
before. You can run away, remember. Oh!
I got... it's 18.
Okay, it gets 12, so you do manage to slump it back down to the ground because it only regenerated 2 hit points when you started the fight.
Okay.
2 stamina.
I am going to hack the head off while it's down. Actually, okay. With one hand, I'm going to hack the head off while I shove a sandwich into my mouth with my other hand.
You're gaining 4 stamina. You're back up to 9. While you do remove the head from the body, it doesn't appear to really harm its ability to come back to life, except that it will now be searching for its head.
Can I use my lantern to try and set it on fire?
You certainly can, although you will be in the dark. Although you do remember that there was a room with a torch.
There?
In the room just before the mummy. Oh, right. You broke the lock too. You got a little bit of time. Remember,
I'm gonna run back to the sarcophagus and search it again.
Okay. You're not gonna light this thing on fire? In the dark?
Well, then I'm not going to find anything if I'm searching in the dark, right?
That's fair, yeah. So, I mean, you could only... How about this? I will let you use half of your remaining oil supply in your lantern. We'll do that.
So I have a half.
But I am going to give you, let's say, 60 minutes then remaining of lantern juice after you douse this thing in oil.
Okay, cool. So I'll do that, and then I would like to search the sarcophagus again.
Okay, so as the smoldering corpse of the mummy is behind you, you can search the sarcophagus again. Go for it. It's lighting the room, the corpse is.
Fair enough. This time I make it.
Okay, so you find inside the sarcophagus 12 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah.
And an emerald, which to your appraising eye is worth about 10 more gold pieces.
So 23 gold, emerald, worth about 10 gold. Okay.
Okay. You're still in the room. The smoldering corpse is now completely burned away.
I'm going to search through the ashes of the mummy's corpse.
You find nothing really of interest except for ashes.
That's where I expected the... Okay.
You recall that the wizard had offered you a crystal key in exchange for slaying the mummy.
Oh, he offered it to me. That's right. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to find it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to go back through the door.
That door is currently broken locked. Yeah.
Can I try and break that down?
You sure can.
I can try and break that down.
Check your skill.
Oh, this is the one where if I fail, I take damage instead of...
No, this is the one where your sword will become blunted for a -1 skill modifier.
Oh, sorry. Okay. And I failed, too.
Test your luck.
And even with my bonus, I still fail.
Your sword is now blunted for 1. You rolled a 10. You rolled an 11.
Yeah,
so you rolled a 10 for your luck check. That's okay. So you're still trying to bang down that door. You're right here trying to bang down this door.
Yeah, so I'm just debating going the other way.
That will take some time.
Oh, right. That's the issue. Okay, yeah, I'll try and break it down again.
Okay.
So now I'm at 7 instead of 8.
You pass.
Yes.
So you break down the door. Test your luck again.
Okay.
You do not blunt your weapon this time.
Okay.
Right,
I thought it was just on a fail. Okay,
no. So you're smashing down the door. You're entered into a room with a bunch of objects on the wall: a torch, a battle axe, a pouch, a silver necklace, and a crystal.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
So I'm going to go east to talk to my old friend Nandris.
As you enter the room, Nandris reappears and says, "Ho ho, that dusty bastard! You finally killed him. He was a pox upon this location. Here when I moved in, and really impossible to get rid of. Thank you so much." As you basically approach him, he reaches out his sort of glowing celestial hand, and you feel a silver key solidify in the air in front of you.
Is it silver or crystal?
Crystal key solidify in front of you.
All right. Thank you, Nandris.
Taking it, he then immediately begins to fade away and says, "No problem.
Relax, guy.
Don't touch my stuff from my special friend."
All right. Cool. Yeah, you know what? Nandris did me a solid. I got to leave that battle axe behind. That's just how that's going to be.
Okay.
All right. So I will go... Oh, I broke that down. So I will go north into the mummy sarcophagus room.
Okay.
West through
You're not going to take the torch?
No.
Okay.
Nandris did me a solid.
That's fair. Yeah,
I can't take his torch. Then I'm going to go through the door to the north, back to the river.
Okay.
And then... I'm just going to say, where was the siren again? Because I'm pretty
just
sure
in the river, just on the rock in the middle of the center, in the middle of the thing over here.
Hey, lady.
You want to speak to her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then we are turning to here.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't need to cross this river, do I?
Not if you
I just realized I need to go back there. Okay, but I've already committed to this, so I'll do this.
Okay. So you realize that she is not listening to you. She responds not at all as you shout to her.
No. Well, then in that case, no, I don't need to talk to her.
Okay.
Screw her. I'm going home.
Okay.
I will go back to the two-headed lizard room.
Okay.
Still
on the wall, there are 2 rusty swords. The lizard is staring at you with like very, very angry eyes, but the mouse has returned to this room and is running around.
Oh, fantastic.
And therefore, he is standing on the bed while doing it, upset that the mouse returned basically after you left.
Okay. I would like to open the door to the north.
Okay.
What was the issue with the door? It had the thing for the crystal key. So
yes, as you slot the crystal key into the lock, it gives easily way and opens into a large rectangular room from which 3 passages basically go to the north. So
3 separate passages all to the north?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in a long, closed cavern in the rock. The room is roughly rectangular, and the rocky folds of the wall are small, dark crevices. As it's silent, in the northeast corner, a dark alcove is guarded by a glistening spider's web stretching across its entrance. So the 3 little corridors that extend to the north are separate from the alcove covered in spider webs.
Okay. I would like to go examine the alcove covered in spider webs.
All right. As you discover that alcove, it is large, ropey, sticky web. And you realize that your lantern is beginning to gutter slightly.
Yeah, that's a drag. Sorry, when I was at the river, is there like a natural light source that's coming in through the river?
No, there was
that was dark as well? Okay.
It was all dark, yeah.
All right, well, I'll try and be as quick as I can, then I will examine I'm still examining the alcove.
Okay, do you want to attempt to cut through the cobwebs?
Yeah, let's try and cut through it with my sword.
All right, so then you need to test your skill.
That is a success.
You realize there's nothing behind the cobwebs, and you manage to extract your sword from the incredibly sticky, ropey cobwebs without any further entanglements.
Okay, I am going to try the westernmost corridor to the north.
Okay, the westernmost corridor to the north appears to be magically locked. As you attempt to touch the handle, a blue shimmering light covers the door.
Oh, these are doors.
No, you see you see into this little passageway, and there's a door at the end. As you try and approach the door, you see like a blue sort of like I guess like shimmering light appear over in front of it. This is the westernmost one.
Yeah, I'll try the one in the middle.
All right, as you approach the one in the middle, the door in there appears to be unlocked.
I would like to go through that.
All right. The room inside is lavishly decorated with rich drapes. Hanging from each web of the corners in the ceiling are golden net-like webs, or seated, or rather squatting, on the hand-carved bench in the far end of the room is the Spider King himself, an ugly, bent creature with the eyes and head of a man. As you walk in, the eyes open and he glares at you. "Impudent intruders," he cries. "Bow down before the ground of Spider King." He has big like fangs coming out of his mouth, so he doesn't quite talk in a clear way.
Bow down before the Spider King.
That's right. Bow down before the he got his retainer in. Bow down before the Spider King.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wish I had another sandwich, but I don't.
You sure don't.
I will throw my throwing dagger at him first.
All
I
right,
guess.
roll down a 5-6. The dagger enters the Spider King. It sure doesn't. It breaks on the wall.
The opposite.
Just explodes against the wall.
Okay.
The Spider King has a skill of 10, stamina of 16, and it can attack 2 characters at a time, so you have to fight it twice per round. Also, your lantern is beginning to really gutter.
I think that's just a metaphor.
For your life force? For his actual time on this earth?
I will try to retreat.
Okay, as you retreat, roll a skill check. Or sorry, test your luck, rather.
Test your luck, okay. So that is a pass.
All right. The Spider King excretes webbing all over the door, but you do not become caught in it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You cannot retreat from here.
I know. A
lot of excretions happening in this room. In fact, I think it's decorated in excretions. Completely decorated. Just ropes of excretions everywhere. The Spider King continues to advance towards you and attacks.
Oh, so like I just can't get out now.
You cannot get out now.
All right.
Spider King
does whatever a Spider King does.
A 13. No, keep the 5. It was flat enough. You got a 15. Or sorry, a
5, 6 is 14.
14 to a 13. Yeah, you hit him for 2.
Okay, I'm gonna test my luck because I need to kill him quick or I'm screwed.
You need to hit him if you hit him 4 times, he'll die. That's a 9. You fail. So you do 1 point. He's at a 15. If you hit him, if you doesn't and passed your luck, it would have happened. All right.
Okay. Because it hasn't guttered out completely.
Yep.
I'm just gonna try and throw my lantern at him and see what happens.
All right. Test your instead of testing your skill, test your luck.
Okay. That's about the same at this point.
Yeah.
I make
pass. All right, with a 4. Okay, so the Spider King does not get out of the way of the lantern. Roll a dice and add 4 as the combustible nature of his.
I hope he's covered in fur and hair.
He's covered in ropey
excretions.
Ropey excretions. He takes 6 points of damage. All right, so he's down to 9 remaining. Also gain a point of luck for your ingenuity and idea.
And I will take my lantern.
But it is now very dark in here. He is smoldering, so you can still see, but you will suffer an additional -1 to your skill when fighting him.
Fair enough.
Because it is the room is currently on fire. So what I'm going to do now is, because the room is currently on fire, as is the Spider King, at the end of every combat round, we're going to roll dice on a 1. Either of you will take a point of damage as the fire starts to rage out of control.
Fair enough. All right, so this is 15.
18. Take 2 points of damage.
This
is like the end of like a Frankenstein movie where everything's on fire and like you're fighting through the world.
Okay.
15?
13.
All right. So both of you roll dice though. The Spider King does not take any damage. Neither do you. And then again, the Spider King does not take any damage.
But And
then one more time. We did 2 rounds of combat. You're fine.
But I took a hit that time.
You did, yeah. Down to 5 left. Another round of combat. A 13? Oh no!
Oh my god, this is horrible.
So the Spider King does not take any damage.
No.
Nope. And then one more time. A 19.
I got a 9. So I got a 16.
All right, take 2 more. You're down to 1 hit point left or 1 stamina left. This could be the end of Jay. Now roll your dice. Don't burn to death from your own stupid plan on a 1. No! The Spider King doesn't either. And
that's going to be 13.
Yeah, it's going to be 13. So test your luck real fast.
I make it.
You make it? Okay, so you avoid the damage completely, but both of you have to roll a dice. Yeah. No one burns to death. And then one more round of combat. 18.
13 again.
All right, test your luck. You're dead,
no.
son. You're dead.
Super dead.
You died fighting the Spider King. All right. So there ends your adventure. If you'd managed to defeat him, you would have been able to explore other rooms in this dungeon. There was a treasure room. Other little minor spoilers for the rest of this, because you're probably not going to play it again.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what the keys were for.
Move on. The keys were for nothing. They were they were total red herring. But you could have replaced your sword with either of those rusted swords in the
I kind of figured.
in the Lizard Man's room, and that would offset your skill penalty. You also gave up the actual magic item that was in that room. The pouch regenerates a gold coin every time.
Oh, that's hilarious!
It's a pouch of infinite wealth, and
that's hilarious.
You literally left. You took the gold coin and put it back in the most valuable treasure in that room.
Amazing.
The battle axe immediately breaks if you use it.
Oh, that's funny.
And also the siren, if you swim out to her, will pay attention to you, but will try and drown you.
Yeah.
And there's also a giant octopus in that water. The passageway to the north just leads to infinity, to forever. It's like a magically enchanted passageway.
Oh, I thought maybe that was the escape out in case you lost the bucket.
Nope. The escape out in case you lose the bucket is the river itself. You can test your skill to see how long you hold your breath to try and get away. There's a couple more rooms after this room that you can explore to try and find the Spider King's possessions, but for the most part, that is it. You've died. Another skeleton on the wall inside of the wishing well.
I didn't make it to entry 400.
No, there is no entry 400 in this one, but
yeah, there is.
Emotionally, there's an entry 400 that neither of us made to.
Other than my initial misinterpretation of that one hallway, I think.
Dude, you are so close. I think you've literally... Here, I'll show it to you. No, we'll take pictures and we'll overlay. You don't have to do it for camera, because we'll do it afterwards, but that's what it looks like compared to yours. You got so close. You're really close.
Other than the fact that I have these butted up against... each other, which makes
your
sense.
map is super close, which I love. I love that you charted.
I missed that the first time, but other than that, it's pretty much bang on.
And that's it. That is so. Imagine it's 1984, and instead of having to spend 2 hours imagining or rolling up your character, you got to dive into the adventure immediately like this. I can really see what they were trying to do here.
But to be fair, because I died, I would not invite you to my next sleepover.
No, for sure. Yeah. 100%. I would have eaten the last... This would have been the moment where I'm DMing this thing and you would have eaten the last piece of crazy bread from Little Caesars immediately. Just to screw with
Do it again. Right. Do it again.
Do it again. Eat all of the crazy bread. And I really do think that this is a great example of them playing around with the idea of role playing, but trying to make it more accessible for their audience. Because remember where they are at the time.
Yeah.
They're in not the land of D&D. It's an import. It's weird. They're having to explain it to people. It's a very non-traditional hobby for this era in England at the time. And so making something that's more about the theater of the mind, I think, and less about the math and the stats and the granularity really makes sense for where they're at, I think.
I still think because it's so simple, I think it holds up really well.
Absolutely.
I think if you get very granular and stuff ages out about it, it doesn't feel thematically correct anymore.
Yeah.
You run that risk more. But honestly, because it's so stripped down and simple, it works it works extremely well.
Mm-hmm. Right? And I think these adventures even hold up really well as additional content for like advanced fighting fantasy. Like we could literally run the next adventure, which is also in this book, which is called Shagrad's Hives of Peril. Much bigger map.
Oh, wow.
A much bigger adventure. Probably not as good for a single player, but like we could probably still do it. But by using the advanced fighting fantasy rules, you're adding in basically like an additional level of like what you can do and how you track stats and stuff if you want to. And this adventure would still hold up just fine because the core stats are the same, right?
Yeah.
Still skill, stamina, luck.
Yeah,
the monster encounters the same. There wouldn't be a huge difference.
As much as people get hot about this, back in the day, it's the difference between basic D&D and advanced D&D.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's more, but it's not like the two things are two completely different languages.
And you have more levers to pull. Like you can lockpick, you can do whatever. Like you can get those bonuses if you want the skill checks that are going to make it that your character feels more like it has a class, right? Who your character is mostly up to your imagination in here versus like in advanced D&D, because you're adding those additional skills that give you bonuses, you feel like you are a rogue or you are a wizard or you are whoever it is you're supposed to be, which I really like. This was awesome. I'm so like, I was today years old when I got to play through the Wishing Well in the fantasy book, and so are you, which I think is incredible.
You know what's funny now that I'm thinking about it? I'd have to pull out my advanced fighting fantasy book. I think the Wishing Well is the first scenario that comes in that.
In Dungeoneer?
No, in second edition Advanced Fighting Fantasy.
For real?
Short scenario. I think it's the Wishing Well.
That would be such a great homage if that was true.
I wish I had that book with me now. I'm going to check that out when I get home.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there it is, guys. The Wishing Well Fighting Fantasy. This is I think it holds up today as probably one of the most important pieces of like tabletop gaming for the where it is today. Like this is part of the roots of what Games Workshop became, especially like the art, the style, that like idea of grim darkness. Like you have to think that people who grew up and wrote these games eventually that you know and love that have developed in this IP were making this, growing up on this, playing this probably.
In a lot of ways, Alancia feels very much like a city in the Empire.
Yeah,
like, or a section of the
it's
Empire.
It's the proto-old world, sort of, yeah. Because there was Alancia, Kull, and the Old World. And the Old World is literally the Old World.
Yeah, because I think that was all from there later.
That's it, exactly. The Old World is later. There's places that don't exist in the Warhammer universe, but the template of the Old World is basically, it's Europe.
Yeah.
Right. So it's where they live, and then they translate that into a parody, basically, of our world, which is the Warhammer Fantasy world, right? Where Nagaroth is Canada, which I think is great. It was cold there, man. It was cold. They exiled a bunch of their expats. Albion's England. Ulthuan is Atlantis, and then they exile all of their people to Canada.
We're not Australia. I mean, come on.
I know. They kind of blended Australia.
Rein that in. You know, those are two different countries.
Not as far as they're concerned when there's a world war. So
those countries are pink on our map.
So there's I think probably the most fun we've had playing a random tabletop idea. Let us know in the comments what you thought. If you want to see us do more of this, and if you want to see us explore more sort of old properties like this, there is a board game for this too that we should probably play, the Warlock of Fireside Mountain.
I've got that.
Which I think would be, I also have that, which Double Dragon, baby.
Yeah.
Here's another 20 years of the pendant being unbroken. So thanks for watching. We'll see you for more of these. Till I'm Ash. Happy reading.